everyone. Welcome back to the Nova Scotia Scotties Provincial Championships. It's day 3 here at the Mayflower Curling Club in Halifax, Nova Scotia. My name's Ryan Corswell. I'm joined this morning by Pam Sullivan as we get underway with lead stones. Here's Colleen Jones's lead, Nancy Delahunt. Good morning, Pam. Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much. And looks like another great day of curling here at the Mayflower.
That's right. The women are on first today. They're 9 o'clock draw. All 8 teams in actions, 4 sheets of ice. 3 draws today. The women will play twice. It's their turn after allowing the men to play twice on Tuesday. And the men will come on the ice at 2 o'clock in between those 2 draws. But as Vic Rauter would say, we're going to call today moving day as teams jockey for position in the standings. We have Theresa Breen playing Colleen Jones here on our feature game. Colleen so far undefeated at 3-0, and Theresa Breen at 2-1. So she'll be looking to bring Colleen down to that 1 loss and join her there. And just next door, we have a battle of the undefeated between Jill Brothers and Marianne Arsenault on sheet 2. And our other 2 games in action are Colleen Pinckney, senior champion, against Christy Gamble, and Emily Dwyer playing Julie McAvoy over on sheet 5.
So we have Nancy Delahunt just in the hack there now, ready to throw. It looks like Colleen is calling a hit on the one in the back of the house.
That's right. So far, some open play from Colleen's team. Colleen playing with 2 of the members of the original winning squad in the early 2000s. Got a long-time lead playing Nancy Delahunt. And third, Kim Kelly also there. And they're joined at second stone by Mary Sue Radford, who also had a long-time association with that team throughout the years. Is no stranger to the team. And here's Theresa Breen's lead, Amanda Simpson, with her second stone. Bit of an overcurl and a rollout on Nancy Delahunt's hit attempt. So another chance for Amanda to sink one behind the guard here.
Looks like she's adjusted the weight, but may come up just a bit short.
Yeah. Maybe over-adjusted somewhat. As we said, we're here at the Mayflower Curling Club in the north end of Halifax. We're just off of Yonge Street on Monaghan Drive. If any of you want to come down and check out the action for yourselves in person, single draw passes are $5, while a full event pass is $25. Considering the quality of curling we have for you here this week, it's a great deal and a great atmosphere to enjoy the games live with.
And I think that $25 also includes the final games, which if you come for the single draw is $10.
That's right. On the playoffs, the single draws will be $10, so you get more than your money's worth with the event pass. It'll be 3 draws today, and tomorrow we'll fall back to a 4-draw game, and the men and women will both play twice as we wrap up round robin tomorrow. Top 3 teams advance to the playoffs.
Looks like a nice little bump out in front there to gain control of the front of the house for the Theresa Breen team.
Yeah, and Breen's going to be happy with those stones there in the control zone. They can be promoted very easily for her, and Colleen recognizes that, so she's not going to waste any time in getting rid of that stone. Our women's provincial championship, of course, sponsored by Scotties and Kruger Products, a long-time sponsor of women's curling in Canada. We continue to thank them for that. And the men's event, the Nova Scotia Men's Tankard, is sponsored by East Coast Credit Union. And they join a number of sponsors we have here this week, including Tim Hortons, Travelers, Deloitte, Mackey Moving Systems, and of course our broadcasters here at Bell Fiber Op TV1, as we're covering 2 sheets for every draw all week.
I feel lucky to be a commentator. I get one of the best seats in the house.
That's right. That's right. We're on the second level of the Mayflower Curling Club with a nice bird's eye view of all 4 sheets. And both teams feeling leaving that stone in front of the house is a little too dangerous. So continue to do the hits. A bit of a outside there on Jocelyn's rock, so last minute audible from the skip to try to get both yellows. That was another yellow to catch the blue rock, and Colleen says that's enough of that. She's going to go behind the guard here on it's Kim Kelly's first stone.
So the Mayflower is actually doing a bit of promotion for the month of February. I think we're offering free curling for anybody who would like to come and try it out.
That's right, and I think you have to, it's essentially for people who come here and watch, I understand, can sign up while they're here, and will be contacted eventually for a free clinic, or you can come try out curling for free. And some of my friends curl, but obviously not all of them. And something you hear a lot is, geez, it's always something I've wanted to try. It'd be nice to head on down and try it out sometimes, and here's your chance to do it for free. But just by coming in and watching a game here at the Nova Scotia Men's and Women's Provincials, you can sign up for free curling here in February.
Well, these ladies certainly make it look easy. But the remarks from most of the people in the Learn to Curl clinics are, wow, it's much harder than I thought.
That's right. And then the second time you come watch a game after that, I can almost guarantee you have a whole other level of appreciation for the work these teams are putting into their championship games and runs for their national championships. Of course, the winner this week playing for the right to represent Nova Scotia at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts being held in Grand Prairie, 20th of February. Another come-around attempt here from Kim Kelly. Is a nice shot by Theresa Breen, but she hit what she could see, and that wasn't going to keep her shooter around, so defensive play here. Another nice come-around by Kim there.
Curls, you can really see it break just at the end, eh?
Yeah, it's really just at the end, it's true, because when that rock was entering the house, I'm just behind it here, it was still fully exposed. And now I think Theresa Breen sees that same little sliver she saw in her first one, and she's going to go ahead and play the hit again.
And they have some distance between that guard as well.
That's right, and with the late finish, it really helps her cause with this hit. What else could you do here, Pam, if you weren't looking to play that hit right away? Maybe just come down, tap it back a little bit.
I think, yeah. Oh, she's going to push the guard.
Going to be on the guard on this one. So this is going to force the issue here a little bit. That one got started a bit earlier, and you see that a bit yesterday with Theresa. Has the tendency sometimes to get those started, and there's no forgiveness on ice that curls this much.
Well, it looks like Colleen's getting ready for a bit of a hit down there. I think.
Yeah, either a hit or a guard. I guess that blue stone appears to be in, so I would be surprised if she was running after it. And she'll try to lay two, and that will force Theresa Breen into a single, in theory. Still a few stones to go, obviously. Kind of surprised Colleen's throwing the in-turn here. You thought she would have went to her bread and butter out-turn hit. She's going to make the hit regardless. She's going to roll to the back of the rings. Will it hang around?
Maybe out.
Oh, and she's going to roll out. And that's a bit of a miscue for Colleen there. She really would have liked to force Theresa to deal with that, but now Theresa's going to have only one stone in the house, and a little slight opportunity for a roll here, even though it's a big roll. She's going to try it on. She's going to throw the right turn to get the right action once it bounces. So, I've seen Tanya Hilliard make a lot of great shots this week already.
And so with that turn, you're saying that the counterclockwise turn is going to give her more action on the roll, correct?
That's right. Coming into the rock here, as opposed to coming across the face, I guess would be the best way to explain it. Just going into the rock, it should bounce off more. I think the only time I really like the, while I do like to throw outside in no matter what, but on these kind of shots, it makes the most sense if you're trying to play a double that might be a bit flatter, because that'll, on top of giving you more action, it'll give you a flatter roll. This one's not curling on her. You really got to wait till it gets off the center line and then it goes, but maybe too little too late here for Tanya. She's going to roll out. And it's going to give Colleen the opportunity for a draw. Just going to try to get behind that guard. It's both teams trading opportunities here early in the first end.
I guess really at this point she's just trying to make the last shot as difficult as she can for the Theresa Breen team. I
heard Colleen say there, and try to bury a piece.
Oh, I see we have an end completed there on their neighboring sheet between Arsenault and Brothers.
That's right, an early deuce for Marianne Arsenault in that game. She's up 2-0 on Jill Brothers.
It's a nice way to start your end to get your deuce in the first end of the game.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Marianne usually pretty effective at that. Here comes the final stone for Colleen Jones here in the first end. He's got lots of lines so far. Goodness. Sweepers are on it now.
It's starting to really move across, but not far enough, I don't think.
Yeah, and like she said, she might have buried a piece, but a very small piece. And that stone will be exposed for Tanya to attempt the blank. Blank, of course, meaning she'd like to roll out here on this stone and score nothing, take the hammer into the second end. We're on this one early.
Yeah,
really wants to roll out.
Looks
like she's going to hit it pretty thick. Will they get a roll?
Yes, I think. Not enough, though.
So it will be the score of 1 for Theresa Breen in the first end. Bit of a miscue there from Tanya. She would have liked to roll out and keep the hammer, but she'll be giving the hammer to Colleen Jones in the second end. A little slight team meeting here between the ends. Notice we saw that a lot yesterday across the board with the women's teams.
Some excitement on sheet 4.
A wonderful draw there from Christy Gamble.
Right to the button. Well, just behind, but it's certainly a counter for her.
Just taking a look this morning, Pam, on the message boards online, and the curling world across Canada certainly noticing Colleen's great start here this week at the Nova Scotia Scotties. But we should remind everyone that Colleen has a couple tough games in the schedule, and especially tomorrow. She plays both Marianne Arsenault and Jill Brothers. We're both undefeated at the moment, and that's where That's why I say those should be tough games. So
Yes,
Colleen's off to a great start, but she'll have to keep it up if she wants to be around on the weekend. But providing a great narrative for people across the country to get some thoughts going about maybe seeing a return to the Scotties.
That's right. A familiar face.
That's right.
That's for sure.
That's right. Scotties playdowns underway more or less across the country. I know Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, Alberta, and BC. For sure.
Got a crash here, I think, coming.
Yeah. Slight overcurl here. Might have been a bit light as well.
Mm-hmm.
As we mentioned, Scotties playdowns underway. In PEI, they're all completed already, with Suzanne Burt coming away as the winner there, and she'll be the representative for the island for the maybe 7th, 8th time.
I think
Quite
so,
often there now for Suzanne. And she's still young at that, but to have amassed so many provincial titles. So a bit of few light stones here to open up the second end, and that's going to force Colleen into calling a tap back for Nancy. Of course, Nancy Delahunt, long-time lead for Colleen Jones, and even now still comes into the house to hold the broom for Colleen's shots. It's deeper of an angle that she would have liked, but
Well buried.
well buried behind the two guards, that's for sure. Settles top 8. And we told you about a great draw made by Christy Gamble, and that did force the error for Colleen Pinckney that had hammer. So Christy stole one with that draw in the first end. She's up 1-0 now.
Yes, we've got a mic on the ice there, so it's easy to hear when it gets exciting out there from the sweepers.
Yes, that's right.
The sweeping, I mean.
Here we go with second stone, Jocelyn Adams. Just trying the run back here. Jocelyn makes a lot of these playing second stone,
beauty.
and no mistake there.
That was nice.
And she flops the raised stone out into the open, so it will be exposed for Colleen to make the run at it.
Yeah, it's a nice little port there.
Mary Sue Radford appears to have been a little inside out of her hand, but a little work from the brush from Kim Kelly, and no mistake. And she actually gets a little flop out side. It's going to peek out the other side of that yellow.
Jocelyn is going after this yellow stone on the 12-foot. It's close. Ooh,
By
nice.
the guard.
Beauty.
And a wonderful roll. Now it's behind cover behind the yellow there.
It sure
We've seen a
is.
couple stones there appear to be really tight out of their hands, and then with that sweeping against the direction of the curl, just able to really hold it out, maybe even make it fall out a little bit. And no mistake from both second stones. Mary Sue now being asked for the run back. And once again, Kim Kelly hard on the brush. We're going to have to work this one pretty hard.
I think you're right.
They're going to expose it. They're going to roll the shooter into the top 12, albeit exposed on the right-hand side. I'm kind of surprised that Team Breen is running after these rocks. so early, because that's really just going to play into Colleen's hand. You know, Colleen's happy to play an open defensive game, and I really think Theresa's better chances of beating her is by putting some rocks in play and leaving these second shot stones there and playing draws behind guards yourself, you know?
Yeah, it's a difference of strategy today versus the game I saw yesterday, for sure.
Now she gets an over curl. I think she may have been lucky there and hung on for a biter, but let's say she loses that, and then Colleen has a chance of a hit and roll behind the guard, and the advantage falls to Colleen again, and that's not how Theresa's going to beat this team.
I wonder if she's elected for a more open style in the first couple of ends to bank a little time.
Yeah, maybe that's part of the strategy as well. We saw a few teams getting short for time yesterday, but we also saw a few teams recovering very well from being short for time. It's not very hard to make up some time when that is needed.
Oh, that caught and rolled back in on them.
Yeah, that was headed to be just behind that blue there, and then just took an inward spin back towards the center, and because of that, it will be exposed for Theresa Breen. Just to watch the over curl on this one, though. Yeah, the
inside coming out again.
Ooh. Took a second to get her landing gear down, as you might say, but it's on its way down now. Sweepers haven't touched it at all.
I think we're going to roll out on this one.
Yeah, Colleen's going to try to sweep it out, and she does successfully. So now Colleen has the chance to, get rid of any trouble she was in so far this end. Geez, we're really seeing surprises from both teams, because I thought Colleen would have run up and hit that stone in a hurry, but she's the one that's going to press the issue here and play the draw around the guards. She has the hammer. She's trying to set up for her deuce, so it's definitely the same action plan we'd see a lot of other teams adopt, but just thought with Colleen's preference she might run after that rock.
I thought so too.
Delahunt trying to get that rock to curl a little bit with the hairbrush, but throw a little too much weight and not even directional sweeping can slow that down. And that's really too bad, because this is really a good opportunity there for Colleen to get her deuce set up. We have a blank end between Emily Dwyer and Julie McAvoy in the first. They're playing the second there now. I believe Emily Dwyer is hammer. Julie McAvoy, of course, looking for her first win this week at the Nova Scotia Scotties.
I think Emily Dwyer is off to a pretty good start this week.
Yeah, she's, I believe she's 1-2 now.
Yeah, 1 win and 2 losses. Yeah, sorry, I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah, she had the big game, beat Theresa Breen here after we're watching against Colleen Jones. That's why Theresa has a game in the loss column. So Theresa now trying to bring everyone back to her record.
This weight looks good.
Yeah, they're still just not getting that finish they're looking for. A little bit at the end, but as the weight comes off, it's too little, too late. Colleen's going to go after that stone. There's a great look at it there now. You don't quite see the whole stone, but if she gets close enough to the guard, it all depends on the weight she throws.
Yeah, she certainly won't be able to roll in behind cover, I don't think.
See the stands filling up very quickly this morning. There's quite a few people for a 9 o'clock draw this morning at the Mayflower, and that's because the games are getting intense as the people jockey for records. Colleen calling out for Mary Sue to start sweeping that rock, trying to get it to curl into the blue one. She will make contact, but she will roll out.
The blue one definitely looks like it's nibbling up there at the 2 o'clock
Yeah, I think
position.
so as well, yeah. What a saver there for Theresa on that roll, because had that rolled out, this would be a bit of a different end, I think.
Mm-hmm. Brothers has a nice setup going on sheet 2 over there. It looks like she's sitting 3 at the moment.
Marianne's about to throw her last stone, and Jill Brothers does have hammer. I'll let you know how that second end wraps up between the battle of the undefeated. Sweepers indicated this one has a little bit more weight than the last one, and that's why it's running that much straighter. We'll settle into the back 8 foot. Colleen will decide how she wants to get her single. I assume she'll just draw down to the backing there. The draw for 1 here in the second end for Colleen Jones. Tie it up at 1 if she's successful. I'm curious, Pam, I'd have to ask Colleen sometime when she decided to stop throwing with the stabilizer.
I was looking at that and wondering this morning.
It's been a little while now. She's been throwing with the broom, and that's really unlike her. And this one's really inside off the get-go. They're going to have to find the hole here. This one seemed to go right out of her hand, and geez, she's going to tap the opposition stone in, and it will be a steal of 3 for Theresa Breen as she'll go up 4-0. I think that rock might have picked something out of Colleen's hand, because it wasn't even close as soon as she let it go there.
Yeah, that would make sense for sure.
Did Jill make her draw for 3 over there on 2?
We
missed it, eh? We'll let you know, but Jill Brothers with an opportunity for 3 in the second end.
Yeah, she had a very nice setup over there.
So this will change the dynamic of this game a little bit. It was looking like we'd have a tight one tied at 1, but really unfortunate stone. You see Jocelyn Adams there cleaning the path, and we saw quite a few picks on this sheet yesterday and during the men's game, so something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, picks are a very unfortunate reality, that's for sure. It's you think you throw a great stone, and then boom, it turns left, and all is lost.
Yeah, because Colleen, it seemed that Colleen was on that blue stone just a few feet after she let it go. It never really quite got out there. You see the girls talking about it there now. Let's see if we...
Well, it is a long game, and we certainly saw some comebacks yesterday.
That's right. We've seen a lot of comebacks so far this week, actually, and with 10, we are playing 10 ends here at the provincial championships, so there's lots of time to get back into it for Colleen's team. And they put the score up on sheet 2, and it is a 3-pointer for Jill Brothers in the second end. She's up 3-2 now on Marianne Arsenault. Christy Gamble set up very well for another steal in that end, and Colleen Pinckney's about to throw her last stone. We'll let you know how that wraps up. both teams there on sheet 4 looking for their first win. And of course, that is the other game you can follow live here on Bell Fiber Op TV1. Just head on over to the little menu on the right-hand side of the screen you're watching and select sheet 4. And you'll have live streaming of that game. Commentating by Jim Nixler over there. I think he's flying solo this morning so far.
Is she looking for the guard, or is she looking to split in here?
I think with the 4-point lead, she'd like this stone also in the house, but top 12, top 8 there. It's going to give Colleen some options. It's probably not the exact positioning Theresa would have liked, but...
On our neighboring sheet there, Colleen Pinckney looks like she was a bit heavy.
Colleen Pinckney a little heavy on her draw, and it's going to be a steal of 2 for Christy Gamble. She'll go up 3-0.
I've managed a timeout, I believe, here. Or, yeah.
Well, the clocks are still running for now, so we're just going to have a little chat. Seems like a big chat. Real caucus meeting here. There's a great shot with our camera workers.
Making sure everybody's on the new plan, whatever that may be.
Yeah, that's right. Colleen had something she really wanted to tell the team there. Felt it was important enough to gather everyone around mid-ice. And
well, and communication is so very important.
That's the thing, right? You really have to make sure all 4 players are on the same page. And, you know, Colleen is calling the hit here, and I'm sure...
It's good they had that.
Bit of confusion there from Nancy, but here we go. We're on the same page now. I'm sure Colleen felt that she kind of had to explain why they were going to play the hit there, being down 4, and I'm sure she has a plan behind it all. She doesn't like where those stones are. I'm not sure I would either, and Nancy's going to over-curl on her hit attempt and roll out the side.
Definitely opens things up, but I don't think it's quite what they were looking for at this point.
No, and Theresa Breen's going to gladly peel that guard, and we'll have full-on defense here in the third end. Sweepers are on this one hard early.
It's really going.
I think it's going to come close to nose. So there's the miss Colleen needed. We'll see what she can manufacture from it. She's still going after the hit. I'm kind of surprised. Granted, given the scoreboard, I guess I should say.
What would be the alternative, did you think, that she might look at?
Well, I think you want rocks behind the tee line, right? So even if you just tap that one back, you'd have the yellow one, wouldn't be too hard to remove, but then at least you'd have a stone at the back that you could freeze to.
A little bit of a catcher.
Yeah. Colleen's trying to get behind that guard by hitting and rolling, but hitting and rolling is a pretty precise shot, and she's just going to curl up to the high side and remain on the center line. She will be open for Theresa Breen.
And these rocks tend to, and correct me if I'm wrong, tend to have a little more action on the running bands than what we might be used to with club rocks. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. We are playing with the Nova Scotia Curling Association's set of rocks here at the Provincial Championships, and we've noticed that, they grab the pebble a bit more. They certainly curl faster and harder, but aside from that, the striking bands on the, which run the circumference of the rock there are quite lively, or bounce off quite a bit. So here you see Colleen make the switch. She's going to go behind the corner. That rock is probably just in the way for her on the last one, so she felt she had to hit it, but plenty of room now, so she's going to play the corner for Colleen here. She'd be happy with just getting her deuce and getting on the board and starting to chip away at the lead from there. As we mentioned, 10-end game, so there's lots of time for a comeback. Yes, we mentioned Jill Brothers' comeback against Emily Dwyer yesterday. That was a big one. And also last night, just following the online scoring from home, seeing that Stuart Thompson was up an early 6-0 on Jamie Murphy. And I believe he ended up winning that one 10-9 in an extra end. So it was a really big comeback there from Jamie. And Jamie did that twice in both his games yesterday, actually. He's down,
that's a hard old
down
slug.
by 3 or 4 to Brent McDougall, and he actually came back and beat Brent. I think that went into an extra end as well. So 22 ends in the books for Jamie Murphy yesterday.
That can start to wear by the end of the week.
Oh, yes, that's for sure.
So Kim Kelly put that well right in behind the guard from my vantage point.
Yeah, it's really well buried. It is behind the tee line, but Theresa's not going to mess around with it anyways. Get rid of the guard. Successful in doing so.
Tanya Hilliard had to do a bit of rebound catching off of our divider there between sheet 3 and 4.
That's right.
With the field rock.
I've seen a lot of the players just try to catch the stones before they hit that divider this week, because we've noticed it just at the club level. If you let a rock smash too hard into it, I don't know if it's paint chips or the dust or something, it definitely comes flying off that divider. So you've seen the players get in the habit of just catching the rocks and not letting them make contact with the wooden board.
The boards are actually a polyethylene. They're plastic.
Okay.
And what I think we see is ice crumbs.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So you wouldn't get any chipping off that.
It's just nothing major, but it's not.
It's
nice
still,
to see regardless.
And it's loud. And
yeah.
the action back into the house. It's much better to catch it ahead if you can. The dividers have made a good difference, though, here, I think, at the Mayflower. We were able to use less water to flood the ice, which gives a thinner sheet and better control over the
and I think when an issue is detected on a certain sheet, you don't have to affect the other 5 in order to fix that issue. I think has been a big advantage to having the dividers. I like them a lot personally myself. I know I've heard all sorts of opinions about them, really, as you show up to curl, but a nice little aesthetic touch added this year at the Mayflower.
There was certainly a lot of concern initially relative to safety and whether or not they presented a tripping hazard, but really I've not heard of an incident that's come up.
Right.
That's nice. A little hit. And
so Colleen has her deuce set up. She's going to keep exchanging stones here in the hopes that she's able to put 2 on the board. You might see Tanya make a run at a double here eventually, but on her first one, she's going to try this little hit and roll. That one top 12 is more or less acting as a guard for her. So I think the reward is better on the hit and roll, so she's going to try that on her first one. You might see her try the double on the second.
you think she just feels the risk is too high for the double?
Well, if she tried it now and missed it, you would definitely see Colleen, assuming that she gets one of the stones, you'd definitely see Colleen making the split wider, more far apart, and ideally not leaving Tanya a try at a second double. So there's not a lot of risk, really, I would say, but you run the risk of only getting one shot at it and giving Colleen 2 to get out of it. So with this one,
looks like nose.
Just going to get
Maybe
a little flop.
Roll, yeah,
just not quite. It's probably just edge on edge there with that top yellow stone, and as long as Colleen keeps her weight in check, she should be able to remove that blue one. Let's go look at it now.
looks like a good discussion between Colleen and Nancy as they finish up to come down and throw the shot.
Yeah, they say chemistry is really the untangible factor on a curling team and can bring you a lot of success if the right combination of 4 players get together. And I think that's really what Colleen feels she has with Nancy and Kim as well, but especially Nancy, who's throughout the years has come into the house and discussed Colleen's shots with her, and that's a testament to their success and their long-term success and why they're still here. As a seniors team, really by this point, playing in the women's provincials. So the chemistry is still there between those teams.
Yes, you definitely have to really get along to spend that much time together over the years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Colleen's got good line on this one.
Looks that way.
Come to the nose. Now it'll be interesting to see what Tanya does. It's kind of all or nothing with the double.
It is indeed. Because I think if she only hits the one out on the 12-foot, she wouldn't count. If she knows
I don't
it.
think she'd
it's hard
roll
to tell
in
from here.
Maybe if she made the double high side, she could roll in the left-hand side, but she's going to go for the same shot, and you always like that as a curler, to throw the same shot twice. I know Tanya likes the high hard ones, and I thought she might give that double a run, but
looks like it might be a little less ice this time.
Yeah, you saw a nice path on Colleen's there as well. She kept the weight down and just curled up for her at the end, but it didn't do anything crazy as far as going sideways suddenly or anything, and Tanya actually throws a pretty positive rotation there, so it's going to be a bit even tougher for her to get that movement, and looks like this one's just going to come up to nose again. So an open hit for 2 for Colleen Jones.
It's not a bad result for a skip.
Nope.
Nope. Nice, direct, straightforward shot.
Yeah, she'll feel good about those.
And I suppose from Breen's standpoint, being up 4-0, to give up 2 at this point is not a big deal either.
No. So here we go. Last stone, second end. Colleen Jones with hammer looking to pick up 2. She's got a bit more weight on this one than her first one. I really thought she'd have thrown that same kind of control weight, but this one looks good. Kim Kelly just holding the line straight all the way down, and on the beak for 2. Colleen Jones, count of 2 in the third end. She'll trail Theresa Breen 4-2 as we go to 4.
One thing I enjoy watching with the seasoned curlers is their patience and confidence.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things with junior curling that, if you get down 4, little panic attacks start to happen, and but more so with these folks, they're patient and they know it's a long game, and they just step through it, and you do see some great results.
Yeah, as we mentioned, especially with these 10-end games, but you're right, at the junior level, it's not the easiest notion or idea to put across to be calm and collected. Colleen plays a simple take 2, give 1 with and without hammer here, and I think there's still enough ends left that might give her the win in 10 if she were to do that. So no reason to panic. Gonna see her place a couple guards here, down 2 without hammer. It'll be interesting to see if she places both. Definitely see her place 1. Nice center guard there from Nancy Delahunt.
Yeah. Some of our neighboring sheets have a lot of rocks in play.
Yes, I noticed that as well. Marianne Arsenault coming down with her final stone of the third end. I'll let you know what happens there.
Seeing a little more curl out there on that.
Yeah, they're out in the fresh stuff there. They haven't quite played out that wide, and this one's coming towards the guard really fast. Oh, great sweeping there from Tanya Hilliard and Jocelyn Adams as the rock settles at the top of the button.
What
Peeks out the other side a little bit, but wonderful sweeping. Marianne's just going to overcurl her run back attempt slightly and score 1. She'll tie it up at 3 against Jill Brothers and the battle of the undefeated over there on sheet 2. Jill Brothers will have the hammer tied at 3 in the 4th end. So Colleen just looking to come down to this stone. With a stone on the button, it's kind of hard to throw the second guard there, so you just play the freeze, and looks like Nancy's going to come up a little bit short, but it's a usable stone.
Yeah, it's just a few feet there for a run back, I would guess. It would be the thinking probably on her next shot, do you think, or what?
Yeah, I think a lot depends on where this one ends up. Theresa Breen's going to ask Amanda Simpson to follow that blue stone down, put another one there in the 4-foot area. And if Amanda makes her first 2 that well, you're going to see Colleen play some kind of hit for sure. This one's got even tighter line than the first one, and I think it's gone.
It's got a good positive rotation, but I think you're right. I think it's going to...
Definitely threw a lot less weight on that one as well. I don't even know if it'll come to the yellow, so... Yeah, it's about 15 feet less weight from Amanda there. And that's the difference with the curl. There's just no forgiveness if you underthrow it a bit like that. She takes off early. Very early. It's been a while since we've updated you on our game on sheet 5 between Emily Dwyer and Julie McAvoy. They're tied at 1, playing the 4th end. Julie McAvoy's hammer. And Colleen Pinckney on the board against Christy Gamble. She picked up 1 and 3. She trails 3-1. Christy Gamble with hammer in the 4th. Colleen's trying to draw down to this blue stone on the other side now, and again, just the difference the weight makes. She threw pretty close to hack there and didn't really get the movement that she needed. But she's probably talked into it after seeing Amanda's first one there, just warp right in there and tried to follow it down, but you got to throw the right weight.
I'm not surprised to see Breen looking to peel some of these guards out of here. She has last rock and an awful lot of stuff out in front.
Yeah, that's right. You could argue that those guards are covering her own stone really well, but she's one shot away from those guards being in Colleen Jones's favor instead. Jocelyn Adams wants to roll off with her shooter here, leave nothing out in front, and that's exactly what she'll do. Great shot there from Adams. So Colleen's okay with playing into the house, as we can try the bump again, or we can try the freeze again, or the bump. It looks like she's going to go for the bump. Or the freeze, she says. They're going to go for the freeze. I think maybe Sue Radford wants a second try at that shot, knowing that if she brings her weight down, she's going to get great curl there to the face of that blue stone.
And no psychological barriers out in front now with all those rocks going.
That's right. This one's really tight early as well. There's a fine line there in that 4-foot line with the curl boys. Anything on the inside and the rock's more or less gone. To the yellow. Might want to set up some kind of angle. You see Colleen thinking about it now, and that rock just stopped in a hurry there.
Quite a bit of, she adjusted the weight just maybe a little too much.
Over adjustment. We'll have to watch that spot there, just on top of the Deloitte sign. That there, or gripper mark or something, because that rock was definitely headed into the top 12 area, and it just grinded to a halt just before hitting the Deloitte sign, as you see it now on our screen. Second rock from second stone, Jocelyn Adams. There's a great wide view of all sheets in action there. She's got the right line and right weight on this one. Coming into the button area again. Great weight from Jocelyn. I thought she might have played the peel again. Maybe she didn't like the first situation because they were overlapped guards, and she's okay with leaving a single guard up there. Colleen could still make it tough here, though. It's all about the right weight.
She tightened that weight, or the ice in a little bit. She must be looking to play maybe hack weight on this?
Yeah, I think they'd like to bump those around a bit, get them behind the tee line. Gonna have to go for line again. But I think the weight will save her here. Yeah, she'll be by the guards, no problem. Actually let it curl a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that was overswept because if that comes to the face, it doesn't roll out in the open like that. But it's still a better situation for Colleen. That stone's moved to the back, and she'll play that same rock again. It's hard being Colleen. We've seen a lot of those rocks over curl coming down. You see one take off again, and you kind of lose sight of the fact that you asked for a bit more weight on this one, so it should run a bit straighter.
So Tanya, Hilliard, and Theresa Breen must really, I mean, they've been quite a while, have they?
At least 2 or 3 years now. I know Theresa Breen moved here from Ontario not that long ago.
Mm-hmm. I was just,
but the team's been together a few years now, for sure. Yeah.
I was just surprised that Theresa goes to the other end before the shot is called.
Yeah, they really have a routine down as far as that skip playing third stones is concerned, and Tanya, the skip in her own right, doesn't really need Theresa's input at the other end, and especially time clocks, you know, keeps them moving.
That was a pick and a half there.
Yeah, another pick there on Kim Kelly's stone. Really unfortunate.
That was there was no question about that one.
Yeah, you're going to see Theresa down and talk to Hanya about this one, but also pass an extra broom over that spot. Yeah, this is the sheet where we saw a lot of that yesterday. So they see the potential for a big end here, but they got to make that yellow rock go away. If they hit it anywhere on the same side as Tanya's broom there, it should go out the side, and with the right amount of weight, should be able to save the shooter. Go at Theresa Breen's takeout attempt. This one has some curling to do. And she's not getting the same path there just because of the rotation that she throws. But I'm sure that's something the teams know to look out for.
I expect she would have liked to have saved her shooter if she could.
Yeah, I think so. Now decision time for Colleen here. Do you try to get out of it with your couple stones? Or do you keep the offense on? And it seems that that's going to be her choice.
You definitely don't want to be light on this shot.
No. take a little tap back on the one on the button if she has to, but I think the call is just to come up and freeze up next to it, prevent any kind of big end from the Breen team.
This is Colleen's first rock? Yes,
Yep.
it is. Yeah.
This one's curling early. Just going to bring it down to the other blue now. But any yellow in front of those blues will be a good shot. Yeah, that's not bad for Colleen. That stone's going to be hard to remove for sure, but it does appear that Breen continues to lie 1 and 2.
Breen with last rock here. Do you think if she tried to remove that, she wouldn't mind losing one of her own?
Yeah, but she might lose 2 of her own.
You have to be pretty precise.
Then I don't know if it's worth it. Because she'd have to hit it really thin on the high side. She'd definitely be getting action on the 5 rock on the right-hand side, and then the one on the button would definitely get a bit of a kick back as well, and you'd have to throw a lot of weight for the yellow to squirt out. So Tanya recognizes she's in a bit of a pickle here, and just going to call her first time out of the game, and call the coach out and have a little chat. Both teams given 2 90-second timeouts on top of the 38 minutes of thinking time they have for every game. That was a pretty good stone from Colleen there, because it's kind of taken the multiple score away from Tanya.
Everybody's pretty much on the same pace time-wise in terms of ends being completed.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can give updates early when there's a runaway
That's right.
going on.
Let's see if we can listen in on the team discussion here. I think the final decision is just the out-turn draw to the 4-foot. Try to lay a 3rd stone in there. Many options here. I don't know. I'd be tempted to make a play on the yellow myself, but there's no need to throw to try to remove it. Just try to change those angles so you have a shot at getting it out on your second one, and then you might be bringing those other blues back into play. But maybe a little hack waiter would squirt the 2 blues to the side, and then there'd be room for the yellow to get between them on your second stone. But of course, Colleen gets to throw in the middle of that as well, so
That'll definitely change things up.
yeah. It's a good opportunity for Tanya to solidify her draw weight here. Lots of rotation on Tanya's. This one's curling early. Gonna work hard on the sweepers. I think it's light as well. Yeah, not the best effort there from Tanya. Just comes up about halfway. So a little natural Colleen, and first indication is to tap the blue stone back enough to leave herself be shot rock. I think to be okay with just freezing it to the button 1, and if you do that, I don't know how Tanya gets 2, and I'm sure Colleen would be fine with giving Tanya 1. going after another deuce in the fifth.
We've seen a couple of rocks come this end that seem to be curling early. I wonder if we're starting to see a bit of a change in the ice.
Yeah, we've seen that on both sides, really, but a few of those stones that curled early were really just thrown light, and
True enough, yeah.
that'll make a big difference in the path, for sure. Be interesting to see this one coming down that similar path Kim Kelly had with her picked stone there. Colleen Pinckney there calling on the line to her stone next door. They're down to the last stone now for Christy Gamble. Pinckney set up pretty well for a steal after a tough start in that game, so we'll let you know how the fourth end wraps up.
Looks like it's curling a bit. Oh no, it's, yeah.
She's definitely playing the top weight, so that'll hold the line a little bit for them. She really wants to get to the nose of the yellow, and once again, did they oversweep it?
Oh.
She's not going to have enough weight to get shot rock, and even worse, did she leave a double for a multiple score? They really should have just let that curl a bit more, keep them in line, because any kind of separation like that, and Tanya's got a shot here. I think the skinny double for 4 is there. She could also just play a little board weight hit to the one on top 4 and just score 3 that way. I'm sure she'd be happy with the 3-ender as well. She could really put it away with a 4-ender here.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine a recovery with the 4-ender at this point for the Jones team.
Christy Gamble drawing against 2 with her final stone on sheet 4. That's the other feature sheet here, a Bell Fiber Op TV1. And she's just going to slide a few inches past the blue one. Still settles into the back button, but Colleen Pinckney's rock is closer, and she'll get the steal of 1 in the fourth end. So the score is 3-2 there. Christy Gamble continues to lead. Last stone on the way now from Tanya Hilliard. It appears that she's playing the low weight takeout on the 1 yellow. That would be for 3. We've seen a lot of rocks curl here though, so you really want to stay away from that guard. You see Jocelyn Adams working off of it now. Will she have enough of the yellow? Looks like she's going to get some action on the blue as well, so she's actually only going to score 2, but she'll be happy with that. A deuce with hammer. And she'll go up 6-2 after 4 ends.
It's a nice continuance of their at this point.
Yeah, they'll be happy with that because Colleen definitely had a few opportunities in that end, and for Breen to come away with it from with a deuce is fine. Oh, and Jill Brothers just with a jam on her last rock gives a steal of 1 to Marianne Arsenault over there on sheet 2. Marianne's up.
It was a tough shot the way it was lined up over there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was jamming all day, wasn't it, Pam?
I think.
Yeah. So here we go. All games entering the 5th end now. Opening stone from Breen lead Amanda Simpson.
I'm not sure if we've updated on sheet 5, the Dwyer-McAvoy game, but it looks like McAvoy picked up 2 in the 4th.
Yeah, so she's up 3-1 now over Emily Dwyer. McAvoy looking for her first win.
Looks like Amanda Simpson has her draw weight.
That's right. It's a nice rock on the stone there. Colleen's going to start setting up for her 2, and that begins with a corner guard from her lead, Nancy Delahunt.
Looks like it's going to be right where they want it.
That's right, nice stone. And with the big lead there's no need to throw a guard on that stone. Theresa Breen put another one in the rings. It's an extra rock for Colleen to have to deal with in her quest for her own deuce. You know, Amanda and Jocelyn very involved here at the Mayflower Curling Club, the board of directors. We talked about chemistry earlier, and Amanda and Jocelyn have had chemistry on ice for the greater part of their lives, coming up through the junior ranks in New Brunswick and now in women's play in Nova Scotia, playing for Theresa Breen.
It makes it, you know, where they've played together for so long. I bet a lot of their even attitudes, they'd be able to pick up on each other very quickly.
Yeah, they're very close both on and off the ice. I know they lived together for a while as well, but so Amanda ended up placing the guard actually on her stone, and that forced Colleen into some kind of freeze on the blue stone, and that attempt was heavy, sliding to the back 12. So Theresa's really going to place the pressure on, try to get another one behind cover. She's got one on the forefoot. She's got a center guard. She's going to have Colleen in some trouble here early in the 5th. Jocelyn's draw coming in there now. They really need it to curl, but a lot of the movement is late, and the sweeper should, if they could bring it to the face here, the line's fine. Yeah, they might have just waited a bit. The line was fine on that one.
Yeah, if they had just had a little faith in that curl at the end.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Colleen asking Mary Sue to take the guard out, but to hang around as another corner guard, yellow corner guard on the side there. Colleen recognizing that those blue guards aren't going to help her very much. And this one's curling up to nose as well. Colleen will go roll on the other side now. And that's an okay plan B for Team Jones. It's got 2 corners now. Theresa realizing that, I was going to say realizing that that'll cause her some trouble in peeling them, but no, she's throwing her own center guard. Theresa really seems to be going for the jugular here in 5.
I guess she's got the 2 in the house, and
Yeah.
why not protect them at this point?
Yeah, I suppose.
And at some point, those corner guards with a lineup of rocks in the center may not be all that helpful to Colleen either.
That's right, and they are corner guards, but they're pretty tight guards, and when I say tight, I mean tight to the center, as in those will definitely be in any kind of draw path's way for Colleen at the end of the end. So that's something she has to think about as well. And this guard is just way out there.
Has some curling to do. A nice little wick there.
Yeah, they're just going to try to kiss off the center to the center line, kiss off the corner rather.
Did that help them a bit? I bet.
Blues are still pretty exposed.
I think so.
There's a good look at it there now on our screen.
Ah, yes.
It's it's easy for us to have the bird we're sitting over top at the Mayflower Curling Club, but we also see what you see at home over here on our screen or table. We just have to remind ourselves to take a look at it once in a while.
That's right. She's working hard to keep this straight.
Yeah,
Ooh.
pretty good.
Yeah, it is indeed.
It's a nice shot from Mary Sue there, and changes up the situation in the forefoot, and now Colleen lies 2 and 3, I believe. Tanya will indicate that. Yeah, thank you, Tanya. Blue is shot stone. Good stone there from Mary Sue.
Sure was. A well-placed shot like that can really change the composition of the end in a hurry.
Definitely. We've had a few nervous ends there between the Battle of the Undefeated on sheet 2, and react to that by an exchange of stones here in 5. They're just hit after hit after hit. Might be trying to catch up some time there as well.
There's Theresa Breen was, I think, calling a different line than her on the house there.
Yeah, I'm not sure there. She was effective in removing the top yellow, which she realized was going to help Colleen out. Yeah, and that's just what I was going to say, is that Theresa Breen realized that Yellowstone was trouble for her being in the control zone, and now Colleen should do the same and realize that blue stone, Theresa Breen's just looking for an opportunity to tap that up, and that's what Colleen's teammates Nancy, Mary Sue, and Kim are letting her know. So we have to play on that blue or else Breen will. We talk often about the control zone, just the zone kind of encompassed by the forefoot lines, the T line, and just, I guess, here this week, our Deloitte sign, I suppose, would be the
That's right,
would be the end of the control zone in front of the house there, and you really want the rocks in that zone to be of your color. Original weight indication from the sweepers being back line. I think Colleen would like to curl to the inside of that blue stone, and you're going to see Nancy try really hard with the directional sweeping to get it moving there. And she's just going to tap the blue into the T-line area. I don't think she'll be happy with that.
A little bit more curl. You know, she might have gotten a nice little roll there.
Yeah.
This could very quickly turn into a lot of congestion.
That's right. You saw Tanya ask Theresa, guard? And you heard Theresa answer, I guess so, because there's not much else to call here. Is the out-turn draw there? I think it is, Tam. What do you think?
I think.
Yeah.
You run the risk, though, for sure, if, you know, of splitting it up. But even if it did, I don't know. If she stopped short, I don't know that would hurt her.
Yeah, exactly. You get the feeling that Theresa's really seeing an opportunity here to keep the pressure on, maybe keep the game up. But
just looking
Tanya
for
was pushing for the guard and kind of talked Theresa into it. Says we're laying 2. There's no reason to get too aggressive here. We're up 4 as well. And this one has some curling to do as well. Will they use a little wick again? Yeah. A little kiss off the roan blue plugs the hole perfectly.
That was a nice little stroke of luck for them, I think.
Yes, of course. Yeah, so run back attempt here coming from Kim Kelly, and you know if she makes it, she'll be in a position again. But if she misses it, boys, things are really turning in Theresa Breen's favor here. The line looks close.
It does indeed.
A little bit on the direction.
Ooh,
oh,
just
going to come back to a yellow instead. That's really unfortunate.
So what do you think the options are for Breen here? Just to plug that up again?
Yeah, I think throw the guard again, especially now that stone is exposed. And it's really edge to edge with the guard, so with the right weight, you get by the guard tight. Colleen could actually get to the inside of that stone, and then she's set up for her 2 again. Maybe even more because of that blue stone hung around on the back there. But
Well, we have a blank and 5 on the Arsenault brothers game.
yeah, we saw that coming. They're a very quick 5th end for them. And I think it may have been a bit of a time issue because we saw Jill Brothers already down to under 20 minutes for the last half of the game. So I'm sure they picked up a bit of time there with that exchange of stones and blank in the 5th. Jill Brothers will take the hammer into the 6th. Getting hammer in the even ends in the last half of the game is probably also crossing her mind in the decision to blank the 5th. They need this one to curl, and there won't be any luck of kissing a stone on the way by, so they're gonna leave that blue rock exposed. Now Colleen has a chance.
Can she get to the inside of that from your
I really think she can. It's a good look at it there on our screen. It's pretty edge to edge,
yes.
but with the curl, she gets by the guard tight. This can definitely get to the inside. I don't know if she can get to the inside and pass and tap it past the yellow.
Oh, yeah.
I think getting to the inside maybe with back 8, back 12, but then you're going to leave those number 2 and number 3. But that's okay.
You know what? I'm going to throw left. Yep.
Yeah, just Colleen indicating there she's going to throw less weight. So I don't think they're looking to move that blue stone out of the rings completely. I think she'd really rather get to the inside.
Looking for a little bit more finesse than a blast here.
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Oh, and we have a result on the Dwyer-McAvoy game. McAvoy picked up another in the 5th, so the score is 4-1.
Yeah, steal and 5 there from Julie. You can follow all the games on nscurl.com. The live scoring available there for all 4 sheets. And, of course, you can watch the sheet 4 on Bell Fiber Op TV 1. 2 sheets of coverage all week here this week at the East Coast Credit Union Tankard and Nova Scotia Women's Scotties. Is she by the guard? She's got wonderful line on this one.
That was pretty nice.
Yeah, there's no question about getting to the inside there. And a
on
roll
the
to the pin. Great shot from Colleen's. Came awfully close to that guard at the end, though. If Colleen, if that just curled an inch less or she threw an inch more weight, that blue stone's out of the rings and Colleen's 3-ender is still alive. But, geez, Pam, do you think those blues are lined up? I think they would go straight back onto that yellow, no? I don't know if Tanya's seen that.
I don't. It certainly does look like it's
Just a nose hit on the blues will send that blue right to the pin. But there's a reason we're up here and they're on the ice, so.
Exactly.
I think Tanya trying to play a come around to the button on this outturn side and limit Colleen's chances at a multiple score, but they have to work this one hard for line, and it's going to be on the guard. She's going to make Colleen's draw pretty. She's got the other side, though. She's got to come down to that blue stone and count 2.
And I think she'd be happy with that at this point.
Yeah, they've really got to try to force Theresa to 1 when she has hand.
There's a lot of rocks
falling short of that in the 4th end, yeah, is there ever.
I don't know that we've gone quite this far out on this sheet yet.
No, this is pretty wide, yeah. So here we go, last rock in the 5th end, Colleen Jones with a draw for 2. Just a bit of commotion there on the sheet next to Colleen's. Just waiting for that to calm down so she can focus on throwing her stone well. Line looks pretty good. It's got to curl a little bit. I think she's throwing enough weight to tap the blue for and be second stone, second shot. And no mistake from Colleen, the veteran. Counts 2 in the 5th end. She'll trail Theresa Breen 6-4. And we're going to go 5th end break here now. Just a few minutes for the players to grab some refreshments, talk to the coach, discuss strategy going into the last end, and that'll give us the chance to take a slight break as well. We'll be back with you in a few minutes on this sheet 3 between Theresa Breen and Colleen Jones.
Good morning, curling fans. Just a few announcements.
Okay, so we're just about ready to get back underway here in the sixth end in the second half of this game between and Colleen Jones. We're at the Mayflower Curling Club for Draw 4 action of the Nova Scotia Women's Scotties Provincial Championships. I'm Ryan Corsell. I'm joined this morning by Pam Sullivan, and we've had a good game in our hands here. So far in control by Theresa Breen, but Colleen trying hard at a good comeback. Being down, Colleen's going to call for the opening center guard, and well placed there by Nancy Delahunt. Opening stone of the sixth end for Breen lead, Amanda Simpson.
Looks like she's coming in for the come around. I don't know if she has great line yet or not.
Yeah, it seems to be sticking out there for sure, but again, the rotation really affects the path of the stone, and pretty positive rotation on that one. So all games now past the midway point, playing the sixth end. A little firm there, indicated by Kim Kelly, and this goes to show Nancy does long time lead, long time guard thrower, come around thrower, draw thrower, but she can definitely throw the weight if need be. Probably too much there than she would have liked to hang the shooter around. It's going to give Amanda another chance to make better come around with her draw. This one's really wide as well. A little heavy as well. We'll slide to the back 12.
Yeah, you were saying that she has a positive rotation. She had 7.5 on that one. 7.5 rotations, so that is...
Oh, wow, that's very positive, yeah.
That can be a great asset, though, when you're trying to run straight on a hit or something like that, or many, many different reasons.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a little surprised that they're not trying to get some rocks in play.
Yeah, I agree, especially with that rock slipping to behind the T-line. T-stone. Another chance at a come around here for the Breen team. This time, first stone coming from Jocelyn Adams. Definitely better line on this one. But it's like we were talking about that 4-foot line earlier, and as soon as it grabs it, it does curl. So see the sweepers trying to hold the line here. It's going to get around the guard. Have the weight.
So it looks like Colleen is planning to try to come in on this one.
Yeah, so chance for Colleen now to affect the guard, or the draw rather. Just gonna come around the side of her own stone. Two center guards there on either side of the center line. You see Colleen trying to help Kim out with the sweeping. The line looks really good. They're by the guard. Now where will it settle? And settle on the button. And covered. So Theresa realizing that's a great shot and calling for the run back from Jocelyn Adams. And Jocelyn, I've seen her make a lot of these as second stone, makes peels and run backs. No problem. She can definitely generate the weight. She's got a nice extension built into her delivery. We'll have a look at it here.
Nice controls. We've seen her throw some really great runbacks even today.
Yeah, this one got this one a little started, I think. Just going to overcurl it, but Theresa will be happy with the straight peel, and they're going to tap that blue stone in as well. And with hammer, you know, she'll be that. It's going to coax Colleen into playing a hit on it, but Colleen would ideally like to hang her shooter around as a guard there.
Now, sometimes you see people, and opt either for a guard or to come into the other side in this situation.
Yeah, I think I would have been tempted to just play the guard, but I understand the dilemma. And there she gets
what she wants. 2
birds with 1 stone, the takeout and the guard. She gets unlucky with the jam at the back, but it's not in the house, so good situation here for Colleen. She's got a stone on the pin and a yellow guard, top 12.
I didn't see the call. Is she looking for the double?
I think the double, yeah. It's definitely coming up to nose now. Close, no mistake. Great shot from Theresa Breen.
See, there's a close attempt on the neighboring sheet there for.
Yeah, the battle of the undefeated took an end off in the 5th. Threw them to the other end, got the blank, and now they're back into the battle here in the 6th end, and we'll let you know how that one wraps up. So I'm not sure if that blue stone was in the rings, but we've been talking about the control zone a lot, and it definitely was in that zone. So Colleen realizing that she didn't want to leave it there regardless. But Tanya's going to go and try to set up the deuce here. Got that tight yellow corner guard. Being off the center like that, it is maybe slightly outside of the control zone. That's maybe why she's able to justify this come around. Still a very tight guard though, and it is hard to wrap those rocks around rocks that are. It's a good effort here though. We'll see where this one settles. Trying to get a few last rotations of curl there. She left the stone about half exposed. Settles top 4, T9. Colleen's going to run after it. She's definitely got to watch the jam on this one. I think it should go over top. Here we go with skip stones in the 6th end. A little early sweep from Nancy. Off now, letting it curl up to the face. Really like to save the shooter. And it appears that she... Did it spin back in there? No. Just lost the shooter.
It was close. I think maybe they should have let it curl just a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard with that yellow guard there coming into your field of vision there, and a couple of early sweeping calls from Nancy's end may have prevented that from holding the shooter. It'll be interesting to see Tanya here. He's missed a couple draws so far this game. See if she's able to adjust and find draw weight here as she tries to place this one behind the corner guard. I'd like to bury a bit more than Theresa's last one. But I I think this team doesn't get all the finish they're looking for on their stones, especially because of that rotation. Sweepers haven't let off yet. I think it's light. What a good early call there from Amanda and Jocelyn. They all along, and that's actually going to stop short of the rings.
Just short, but it looks short from our vantage point with the
Yeah, you
shot
have
on
both
screen.
teams taking a second look at it there now, but I think from the overhead you see enough white there to say that that's not in. What a chance here if she could ever bury one. Set up nice for a steal.
I think she's calling a bit more ice as well with that new blue guard out there.
Yeah, it's definitely got to find a different path here.
Now, I think I saw an interview with Colleen Jones maybe a couple of months back, and she was talking about being a junior here at the Mayflower a few years ago now.
Yeah.
And we still have a very active junior program here, and curling is so cost effective on your recreational level. For a whole year, the whole season, you get 22 weeks, and it's only about $130.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a good deal for that, especially compared to some of the other winter sports that kids can join these days. This one's curling early.
How does the weight look? A little light?
Yeah, it's all about, it's going to be close to that guard. Looks like she's by, but where will it stop? Top 12, and she manages to tuck about a third of the stone. Tanya's going to see enough for the blank opportunity, though, and I assume you'll see her give that a try. And Colleen Pinckney just a little under through her last stone, and it appears as if it's only going to be one in the sixth end, so she'll continue to trail Christy Gamble 4-3 now, pulls to within one, but Christy has the hammer. Tanya's taking an extra second to talk about this blank opportunity here, and it appears that they're going to try to make it with the run back as opposed to the straight peel.
With the run back, will her blue stay to count?
Well, I think if she hits it on the nose, it'll go, but I think her reasoning is probably that she's
yes.
okay with the single.
That's easier to say from the
Yeah.
angle.
Yeah, the nose hit should make the blank, but anything high side and that blue stone's probably sticking around. But I think it being an even end and having the lead, I still think it's a pretty easy blank the other way, but skips are going to throw what they feel comfortable with, and as I said, she's going to hit that one high side and the blue one's going to stay. So Tanya's going to count here, and she's going to go up 7-4 over Colleen Jones. A single for Team Breen. And you'll see Colleen be pretty happy with that result, because if Colleen goes pretty hard after her deuce here, she'll pull to within one, and we got ourselves a ball game. And the really interesting end going on between Jill Brothers and Marianne Arsenault's come to an end, and it ended with a single for Jill Brothers. So that game's all tied up at 4 now in the battle of the undefeated teams here at the Mayflower.
I obviously haven't seen all of their shots, but I can say that the last couple by both Marianne and Jill were lovely angle, raise, takeout type situations.
Yeah,
very
exactly.
complicated
Yeah.
shots, well executed on both parts.
I can tell there's a high caliber of curling being thrown on that sheet. So the single and 6 for Team Breen means that Colleen Jones will have the hammer here in 7. She's been really effective at getting her deuces so far, so we'll see if she can churn another one out here. Amanda Simpson sliding a rock into the top 4 foot, top 8 foot rather.
As planned, I think.
As planned, yeah. Corner guard placed from Nancy there. It's still pretty tight to the center lines. We'll see if that causes any troubles as the end progresses.
I feel like I've seen this end before.
Yeah. Yeah, setting up similarly to the 5th so far.
Sue Radford seeing something on the ice there and picked it off before it became a shot for somebody.
So they swept this one all the way and kept it a bit straighter, but manages to curl up to the face of that blue stone. And now Team Breen is laying 2. Colleen giving Nancy the option here. She just doesn't mind another corner or the double. I think I like the corner as well. There's no reason to make a play on those blue stones right away. It's a nice corner from Nancy there, and Theresa's thinking about peeling those. I think in the 5th end we saw her place the center guard in this situation, but I don't think she feels those blue stones are steel material yet. So she's all for the peel on the corner guard. If those blue stones were closer to the 4-footer on the button area, you might see Theresa place the guard up again and turn the offense on. And this one has some curling to do. Oh, it's just going to feather the back, redirect it onto one of the blues. It's going to out the side. So they haven't changed the corner guard situation, and they've lost the blue. So Jocelyn won't be happy with that.
Did the blue there at the...
I don't know if it hit the board or not. I don't think it might have avoided it.
They seem to be satisfied that that's the case.
Both teams are going to leave it there for now. I'm sure Colleen's especially satisfied in leaving it there. So she's going to try to make use of her corner guards now. It's rare that you get the chance to wrap around them with both of them still there, but that's what happens when you get the miss from the opposition. Just going to try to roll off the blue here a little bit, and successful in doing so. And that's good because it's moving that blue stone further back as well. And Colleen ideally is going to need that stone at least behind the tee line if she wants to score. But Theresa Breen feels she sees enough of that. So they're going to go for the hit on the one in the house. Sweeper's indicating board weight on this one, so she should definitely get a bit more curl. Nothing from Hilliard or Simpson yet. This one has a lot of curling to do as well. Come up to get a piece, and her weight definitely saved her there. And rolls to the back of the 4-foot. So now Colleen's going to make a play on the blue stones, or getting into a better position, but Colleen's still got her corner guards.
Of course, ideally, she's behind one of those with this hit, I think.
Yeah. Mary Sue Radford with her second stone. This one needs to curl a bit. It's just gonna hit and roll out. It's pretty firm weight there from Mary Sue rather. Just calling the freeze here, Pam?
No, I think they're looking for a rock at the top of the 12 foot.
Okay,
just
yeah.
maybe partially under that yellow, but mostly as a guard for their blue.
Draw attempt here from Theresa Breen. It really doesn't want to be heavy. The sweepers haven't touched it very much.
It's hanging out a long time just yet. Coming in.
Gliding into the house, 12 foot. And it'll stop there at the top 12. So Colleen asking Kim for a 10.5, and that refers to the time it would take the stone between both hog lines. Kind of a control weight hit, 10.5 would be. And that'll prevent her from having the rock run too straight like what happened on Mary Sue's. And she's going to curl up to the nose of it. She won't get the roll behind the guard. She'll move the position of the blue and behind the tee line. So that's going to help Colleen. You know, Colleen's not getting anything going here yet, but those corner guards are still there, so I wouldn't count her out for her deuce just yet. On sheet 2 between Marianne Arsenault and Jill Brothers, they've flicked the defense switch back on, and it's just been an exchange of stones here in the 7th end. Marianne likely looking to take the hammer into 8 there. So the hit and roll here leaves freeze opportunity for Colleen. It's the blue stone's really just acting as a second corner guard there. If she could ever get this stone in the tee line area on top of that blue, it would be sitting pretty. This one gliding quite a bit.
It is. Just
will it warp over onto the blue just at the last minute?
Boy, you really have to have faith.
Exactly, yeah.
From here, it looked as though
entering the house, I think that rock's still on the other side of the center line.
It was, yeah.
And warps over nice on top of the blue. Great shot there from Kim Kelly.
And of course, these skips, you know, they're used to seeing these kinds of ice conditions and adapt quickly, and you know, certainly make the most of them.
That's right. Another steal from Julie McAvoy has her up 5-1 on Emily Dwyer over on sheet 5. So Tanya's had a hard time with her draw weight here. We'll see how close she can make this one.
So McAvoy is still looking for her first win over there, isn't she?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's someone will drop to 4 losses on sheet 4, and that's what Julie's trying to avoid over on her game. And 4 losses would definitely eliminate them from playoff contention. And that's what I said at the beginning of this broadcast. This will be moving day here Thursday, day 3 at the Nova Scotia Men's and Women's Provincial Championships. First time in the province's history that both championships being held together here at the Mayflower Curling Club.
We have, I believe it's a second year that we're planning to hold this same event here.
Okay.
I wonder in future years if they will keep it as a combined, well, both events at the same facility again.
Yeah, I think so. Haven't heard one quackle too badly of the setup so far.
It's a good facility for viewing here at the Mayflower.
Yes,
with
definitely.
The stands in the lower level, and then up here we've got bird's eye view of things. And
yeah, you see those stands there. There's a nice shot of the fans that come out early this morning to watch the women play, and there's also seating on the ice level surface that they've set up, and we've seen people a bit more hesitant to sit out there. It probably requires an extra scarf or toque with you, but there's a great shot of it there now. Have a local photographer in here and someone else there checking out the action from ice level, but there's not reserved seating, and it's a great shot of all 4 sheets in action. And now we're back to Colleen with her first stone here in 6. She sees an opportunity to squirt that blue stone out the middle. Some directional sweeping attempts here from Kim Kelly. And that yellow stone would be saved at the back. It looks good. How far will the blue squirt? Oh, not very far. But it's released at least. Released at least. I like that. So Colleen's going to keep her chance at a deuce alive here with that shot.
yes, I expect as we get into the semifinals and finals this weekend, there'll be more brave people out on the ice with their blankets on.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I think if I get the chance to check out a game from out there, I will.
It's I saw some of the under 21 juniors at the Lakeshore facility, and the on ice positioning is very. It brings you right
intimate,
into the game.
Eh? Yeah,
yes, yeah,
exactly.
And you get a real sense of just exactly how much communication there is amongst the team members
on every shot. Yeah,
it's a great experience.
Yeah,
chilly but great.
Yeah. So Tanya just playing a low 8 hit on the 1 yellow there. She'd really like to save her shooter. It's just going to be a relatively easy shot for 2 for Colleen. And that's a great spot for her shooter there. I think that takes Colleen's 2-ender away, unfortunately. Yeah, she's just going to draw down for 1. Quick end next door resulted in another blank in the 7th. They're playing the 8th now with Marianne Arsenault having the hammer. And it being an even end, you know that's what she was trying to set up with that blank in 7. It's a big game there between the 2 teams to lose this week at the Nova Scotia Women's Scotties Provincial.
Yes, you really see the skips at that level playing the scoreboard and the, what the score is, what the end is, trying to get jockey for position with last rock in the final ends.
Do you think, I know Pam, you're involved in the junior program here at the Mayflower.
Yes.
Have you seen that mentality at the junior level in the last few years?
I think you certainly see it at the U21s.
Yeah.
And to some degree, some of the players as well at the U18. But I think below that, there's a little more surprise and delight with the shots that get played.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's definitely something to keep in mind during the last half of a game. I think sometimes it's overdone. I can't help but think of Jennifer in the Scotties final last year. I think blanking the 3rd, and took the hammer into the even ends for the rest of that game, and at the end of the day it came down to having hammer in the 10th end, and that's how she beat Val Sweeting in the Scotties final last year.
That's very true. I've seen the converse happen at the junior level where people blank, and you look at it at the end and you think if you hadn't have blanked, you would have,
Yeah, And the other thing with that is sometimes not having the hammer in the 10th means that you would have it in the theoretical extra.
Yes.
So to forcing your opponent to the single in 10 often. And then if you're okay with the 9th or 11th end, you know, just play the extra and then all of a sudden you have hammer. So it's great thing about curling is always lots of ways to play it. And Colleen's successful with her hit for 1 there. She'll pull to within 1. Score is now 7-5. Theresa Breen with the hammer here in 8. And, you know, with Colleen unable to generate her deuce there, you're going to see an extra level of offense here as the game winds down. She's really going to have to make a move as far as maybe stealing or a multiple score with hammer. But Theresa might look to lock it up here, up 2 with hammer.
There's, the 3 ends are left. It's certainly not sealed for anybody.
No.
But I certainly would prefer to be on the winning side at this point.
In a tight game, it's just a really miscue, maybe a bit of a pick of a flat spot there on Colleen's last rock in the 2nd end. And she promoted an opposition stone and resulted in a steal of 3. And that's really been the difference here in this game.
This rock is coming in on that spot that finding halt before, right?
Yeah, that's right. And
not quite as obvious there, but
yeah, I think the other one might have been coming the other way. But
I think you're right.
It stopped her on the same spot, that's for sure. It'll be interesting here for Colleen. Yeah, and I like this call, Pam. Like I said, we're going to see an extra level of offense. Involves the 2nd guard. And with the 4 rock free guard zone, without hammer, if you place your 2 guards out there, they both can't be removed on the 4th stone. So you're getting to throw what ends up being the 6th stone of the end with 2 guards. Amanda came up light, so you'll have 3 guards in this situation. So Colleen, in theory, putting herself in a great position to steal here. And you just want this one just over the hog line, just like that.
Yeah, that gives her good coverage of that control zone.
Yeah, for sure.
The Deloitte zone, as we call it.
Yes, exactly.
On this sheet.
Yeah, there's no shortage of sponsors here at the event, and Deloitte being one of the main sponsors this week.
And we certainly couldn't have done it without them, so we extend our heartfelt thanks to all the sponsors.
Right. Pretty good line coming in on this one. Seems like Amanda's adjusted her weight. Might want to keep sweeping to get to the 4-foot. No, it's going to get there on its own, and once again, it's extremely helped by Amanda's rotation there, and she's actually going to slide to the back of the button. Top of the button is there for Mary Sue Radford, and that'll be the call.
I didn't notice the ice call. Is this the same amount of ice that Breen?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mary Sue's just got a tiny bit less rotation, so should get the bust, but this one looks like it's a bit heavy. Yeah, it's just going to sail that one to the back of the house, and that's all the difference the weight will make. If she throws the right weight, that's probably on top of that stone of the blue.
Ooh, just through.
Slide out the back as well. That's too bad for Colleen Jones's team, and I'm just noticing there now Mary Sue Radford threw the number 8 rock, so there's obviously some notes having been taken from Colleen Jones's team on this set of provincial stones. I'm sure it's not her first time playing with them.
I bet.
See so many teams now, Pam, with the new ice pad brooms, I guess they're called, manufactured by Hardline now. You see a lot at the junior level yet, or?
Well, you certainly do, I think, with some of the more competitive players. But I think you have to be pretty keen to fork out the dough for it.
yeah, I suppose, yeah. It's I think it's been a pretty great story there for the entrepreneurs of that broom. I remember they made their appearance on Dragon's Den, and they were actually at an event I played in in Toronto a few years ago, just set up with their little table at the back of the bar, you know, promoting their product. And I remember at the time, you know, people kind of looked at them funny, looked at them odd, you know, said, we've got Balance Plus and Gold Line and 8-enders and no shortage of really high quality brooms out there on the circuit, and really doubting whether there was the room for another high quality, high performance broom on the market. And you know, the years have proven them right, because you look at a lot of the pros now playing those brooms.
Yeah, it's it's sort of interesting. They're tapered down narrower towards the lower end,
right.
So the weight of the head, if you will, is less than you would certainly on something like an 8-ender.
Right.
So, you know, if you're a junior or anybody really with that lighter weight, I think you can get a bit more head speed.
The speed, yes, exactly. Yeah, I've yet to. I have to admit, I've yet to brush a stone with one now myself, but pretty curious to do so now that you see them in action so much.
I kind of like the idea of how easy it is to exchange your
yes,
fabric.
That's its other big selling point for
right.
sure, yeah. And you can really personalize them as well. You get all sorts of graphics and flags if need be
sure.
for national competitions out on the head. Well, it's been a great story. I know the manufacturer is from the Quebec province, and I think they've teamed up with Hardline now to promote their product. But it wasn't that far long ago that these guys are just a couple guys trying to make a run at their business, and it's been a great success story.
So we've got a timeout here that Colleen Jones has called, and the ladies are in for a discussion on what the plan should be at this point.
That's right. That's right. On Mary Sue's last one, she definitely adjusted her weight, slid into the top 4-foot area. Theresa Breen continues to lie one at the back of the button, but that Yellowstone is definitely a good spot for Colleen. And Theresa Breen just coming down, following it down, now a corner frozen on that Yellowstone, and Colleen's got to make a decision here.
Seem to have
I
done
don't
so.
know if Colleen would be okay with allowing Breen to get one at this point. I think she might have to go all out for this deal.
What do you think the call is here now?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they decided on with that ice. With that, well, I assume they're playing at least back line to or back ring. Looks like they're going to make a move and try to make that Yellowstone shot rock. They really want to get to the face of that blue stone, because any off will give Theresa a double opportunity and set up for a pile. So they're going to make a move here. Sweeping hard for line. Room now. No, Colleen says keep going. Okay, they really have to get to the face of that blue now. A problem. How far back will they push the blue on the button? Back to the back 8. Yellow is shot rock, and it actually rolled to the right hand side, and the angle remained as such that the blue would be sent to the other side. So it was a pretty good shot there from Kim Kelly.
For sure.
I think the blue would still come back onto the yellow, even though the angle is on our overhead there, it looks straight back, but if you look down here, it seems like it's a bit more angled.
Well, I think it's because the overhead, you don't see the guards out in front, so you don't get a sense of.
Yeah.
Now, would the button be open, I wonder, from the other turn at the.
Oh, I think definitely, Pam.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Especially if you throw that right top 4 button weight. Definitely warp in there to the Hearts logo. And Christy Gamble with a score of a point in 7, so she continues to lead Colleen Pinckney 5-3, and a single point for Emily Dwyer on sheet 5 in 7. So Julie McAvoy will have the hammer there and leading 5-2, looking for her first win this morning at the Mayflower.
That'll change up of plans over there. She hasn't had the hammer for a bit.
That's right. It's definitely a bit more weight than Kim's here. Just going to exchange the colors of stone here, but that's going to leave a shot for Colleen on the yellow. And yeah, it's lined right up now, isn't it?
That sure does look that way.
Now Colleen, if Colleen could ever get to the inside of that stone, just slightly, it would line it up to go past, and it would prevent from Theresa being able to follow her same angle. So that's really what this is about, is a battle of angles here. And I'd love to squirt that blue out the side. Good looking shot coming down here. Really like to get to the inside, but it doesn't look like they will. Like I said there, it's just lined up again, but...
Dote a bit to improve the angle.
Yeah,
almost.
exactly. The first person to get to the inside, and you just heard Theresa say there,
It
want
should
to
be
change
open.
the angle.
Yeah.
It should be easier to get to the inside here because of the flop out. Tanya asking Theresa whether she wanted to throw board or control. Theresa indicating whatever you like. Tanya said board in the end. I think been tempted to throw more so control, because you are moving 3 stones there.
A lot of granite to push around.
That's right, and I think she threw closer to a control weight, probably realizing that there's granite in the house. And that's a great shot, as it really did change the angle up, and now Colleen doesn't have the same shot. But Colleen's going to change it up altogether. Come the other side. I like this call, Pam. I really think the draw to the pin's there on the other side as well, really. It's just a lot of granite to miss on either side, but
Exactly.
you know, you wouldn't even have to paper that guard. Come by the guard, it curls past both blues and into the button area with the right weight. The curl is definitely there. Just a little uglier to look at, I suppose.
Yes, you can't see your destination.
That's right.
Right, but it's there all day.
That's right,
you know.
yeah. And Jill Brothers with a huge steal in the 8th end against Marianne Arsenault. She'll take the lead now, 5-4. They're playing the 9th. You know, Marianne blanking the 7, hoping to score with hammer in the 8th. But Jill Brothers, a strong team, prevented that from happening, stealing a point. Now Marianne has the hammer in 9, and she'll be rethinking her game plan for sure.
And I guess that steal puts Jill Brothers in a nice position to have hammer for last.
Yeah, for sure. This one's curling quick. They got to get by the yellow. And they're by the yellow. Now how far can they drag it? Can they get shot stone? Top 12, top 8. Here comes the 4-foot. And a beautiful brush into the top of the pin from Kim Kelly and Mary Sue. Full draw from Colleen Jones. And she is shot stone behind cover.
Those sweepers certainly made that shot come true.
I agree.
What a great job.
And what a great spot for it to stop there, because there's not many angles available for Tanya.
No, the angle on the camera here certainly makes it look like a minefield.
That's right.
There.
Tanya's lining up a shot on the top yellow here. If you hit maybe 2/3 on the high side, maybe more like half a stone, yeah. No, there's quite a bit of a distance. I'd say 2/3. Send the blue straight back onto the yellow. Executed perfectly. Tanya could lay 3.
That's a tough old shot.
Yeah, really tough, but even if she doesn't get quite the desired result, she'll be opening it up at least.
Absolutely. And with last rock, that'll be half the battle for her.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. To be a bit of a tight release here from Tanya. She really has to hit this rock on the high side. Does not appear she'll be successful in doing that. Ooh, just by the back yellow.
And unfortunately, she didn't get the roll that she wanted to open things up.
Yeah, she stayed in the blue stone. Now, what do you do if you're Colleen Jones? Is there an opportunity to steal 2 here? I think if Colleen throws the same stone, you know, Tanya won't be able to try that same shot, because it would result in a steal of 1 regardless. So you see Colleen looking at that other side there now. I think she sees that there is a path.
And you're talking about, I think as well, it looks to me like, well, what will she do?
Yeah, exactly.
What are we going to leave her
I
with?
think the only problem with throwing this turn again is if you ever throw an extra couple feet of weight at the side and it kisses off the yellow, you might give Tanya a shot into the button area. So a few decisions to be made here. But a great eighth end developing. She's going to stick with the same turn. I think she's pretty amount of curl she got on that first stone. And she just threw it, so should be able to copy her shot easily.
And the front has really changed a lot. The blue stone replaced the yellow, so it's really just out a little further.
Yeah. Yeah, Tanya will definitely still have that same shot. Wants it, but if Colleen puts this one directly on top of the yellow, I think made right, she will be second stone, and then there won't be any point in Tanya trying that shot again, because there'll be really no good result that can come out of it. And Emily Dwyer trying to mount a comeback there against Julie McAvoy. She stole 1 and 8. As she pulls to within 2, Julie McAvoy continues to lead 5-3 with hammer in 9. All kinds of line, you hear Nancy say. You know this will warp at the end. There it goes.
And the weight is settling down.
I really want to get to the second shot area. See how far Kim and Mary Sue can bring it.
Oh boy.
Oh, they're just going to be short of the second stone, but that's a good rock regardless.
Could they? I'm wondering if they could hit it. I don't think they can. It's too buried.
The yellow? That she just threw?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely
I'm off on the
fully
angle
buried.
here.
Yeah.
I can't see it, yeah.
Tanya's got a double tap here for one. It's a real tricky shot though. If you overthrow it, you'll push the blue stone too far, and the one you're promoting will actually be outcounted by the rock that Colleen just threw. So I suppose in theory the steal of 2 is still alive here. Tanya's just really got to watch her weight control and make sure she throws the right weight for this tap. But a great end by Colleen's team.
With her broom there, which one is it she's looking to tap? The
blue on blue, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, that's a
pretty
lot of
heavy.
weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. Don't know what the call is then in that case. It's just a raised double on those?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe trying to angle it straight onto the one on the button to count 2, I guess she was thinking, but it will result in a steal of 1 for Colleen Jones. And she'll pull to in the 8th end. It's 7-6. Theresa Breen will keep the hammer in the 9th end. We have a real battle going on here by a couple veterans at the Nova Scotia Scotties Women's Provincial. As we mentioned earlier, the men will take the ice at 2 o'clock. Only one game for the men today. Only one team remains undefeated on the men's side, and that's Chad Stevens. Playing with Paul
That's
Fleming
right.
throwing last stones there on that team.
And we have Adams, Murphy, and Thompson all tied at 3-1.
That's right, after Stuart Thompson's big win over Jamie Murphy last night. Big three-pointer from Colleen Pinckney over on sheet 4, and she's taken the lead first time of the game. She's up 6-5 over Christy Gamble. Christy will have the hammer in the 9th. But all sorts of battles going around across all 4 sheets.
Well, some of the games seemed to be a little bit one-sided at one point or another, and most of them are back.
That's right. We've seen that all week, Pam, here. The caliber of curling is really high. No one's out of it till the end.
And that's great. You want to have that. You want them to battle for this championship, so that you know they know the kind of competition that they'll be facing across.
Definitely. As we mentioned earlier, teams competing for the right to represent Nova Scotia at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts getting underway February 20th in Grand Prairie, Alberta. Scotties playdowns underway across the country this week. Have Team Jennifer Jones defending champions in Team Canada, which will allow a second team from Manitoba to come through. I know we have Kathy Overton Clapham and Carrie Einerson and lots of strong teams battling out for the right to represent Manitoba this week.
Were they looking for the freeze on that?
I think so, yeah. Just a little heavy from Nancy. Comes around the blue, settles at the back of the back line, and now both skips having a look as to whether that rock's in play or not. From the overhead there, it certainly doesn't look like it, but we know that that camera is not placed directly above the back line.
For an official with the biter stick.
And they've called an official timeout, yeah. Now, Pam, in order to use the biter stick here, wouldn't the rock have to be right on the center line?
No, it spins around the whole perimeter, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm just thinking if that rock's anything off the center line, there's the ring only stretches out so long. I guess there the ring makes it to the back line. But let's say that rock was maybe one rock's width over to the left. You wouldn't be able to use the biter stick to test the back line if it was just here, for example.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so I think there they can probably get away with it, but
that's right. The official maybe at that point would just look at it and have to make a ruling.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's probably the standard procedure in that case, because the biter stick is really more so to biters, not the back line biters. So here the players chatting with the official there now. They've taken an official timeout.
Oh, there's the gentleman crossing back by along now.
Let's have a look.
From our vantage point, it certainly looks out. I'm sure Colleen would like for it to be.
Stick around, yeah. Oh, and the official has come down with the final word. The rock is out of play. Nancy's going to want that rock back because they really like to set up another steal here in 9, and since the come around was made so nice, they didn't really have the luxury of affording themselves the time to place a second center guard. So now Theresa's going to come around that stone again, and you're going to see 2 blue stones here in the middle of the rings pretty quickly. A little light from Simpson here. She's coming to bite the top 12. So another freeze attempt being called. This time Mary Sue Radford gets to try it out. Theresa Breen, I don't know if we've mentioned, of course, actually the finalist last year at this event, losing the final to Marianne Arsenault. And we've seen that time and time again in curling, that once you lose the final of an event, you kind of keep the desire and the will to get back to that same game position in order to change the result. I remember when I was young, we saw Brad Gushu lose a junior final, and it took him a full year, but came back and won it the year after. And same thing you can probably say about Glenn Howard, losing a few Brier finals before winning his first national title. Not his first, rather, but his first as a skip.
Well, I think, at this level, people are quite competitive, and I think your fire.
Exactly. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, the fire burns for an entire year. They're trying to get back to that same championship point position.
Because usually in those final games, it's it's a shot somewhere that
exactly, yeah,
rolled the wrong way, and
you saw that, that happened with Colleen when she came up short at a few tries at the World Championships. Kept trying, kept winning. And in that case, she had to keep winning the Scotties in order to get back to that World Championship games, and she did so, and eventually came out with 2 world titles of her own. You saw Rachel Homan lose a world final. I'm sure they're itching to get back to that position. You saw Jennifer Jones not do so well at the Worlds before she finally won the title as well. So you see that often in curling. Val Sweeting now, obviously, comes closest to mine, 2 Scotties finals in a row. She's just itching for that national title.
And at that level, there's not a lot of very nice. Not a lot of separation between the teams.
Exactly,
Sometimes it could have gone either way.
Just a blank in the third end sometimes makes all the difference.
Exactly.
And if you're out there listening and you have anything to add to our conversations, whether it's about anything we're talking about here, the Nova Scotia Scotties, or any greater topics in the curling community, you can definitely take part in our broadcast by giving us a shout out on Twitter. We're using the hashtag NSCurl all week. And let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, and what's your 2 cents on any of these curling topics we're talking about this morning. This morning, Rachel Homan so far undefeated in her quest to be the Ontario's representative at the Scotties.
She's certainly got to be the favorite, I'm sure.
That's right. She's actually up. She's actually ahead of the whole field by 2 games now. But she needed an extra end last night to beat Jen Hanna. Of course, the 2005 Scotties finalist, and had the championship more or less wrapped up, and fell victim to what is widely known as the greatest shot to win a curling game in curling history. So we haven't seen her very much since then, but it's good to know that she's kicking the can there out in Ontario, trying to earn another trip to the Scotties. Very tough province to come out of. Have Sherry Middaugh in there as well in the mix, and defending champion Julie Hastings trying to earn a second straight trip to the Scotties.
Yeah, that's a very tough group to come out of.
So there's a bit of a miscue there on Team Breen's last stone. Kicked that blue stone out into the open. It's going to give Colleen some options here. Kim would like to hit this one and roll towards the center.
I think she's got a roll for sure.
Yeah, it's curling nicely, that's for sure. How far will she roll? Just to the back 4. And frozen onto the blue, and things are really setting up for Colleen's favor now again.
That was just a great shot.
Tanya calling for a hit on the top yellow stone, but I'm just behind here exactly, and Theresa does not see a lot of that stone.
Didn't really have a shot with the guards out in front to see what the line looked like. With the right weight, though, this should work out quite nicely. Nobody's touching it just yet.
That's right. They've got to come over, and I'm not quite sure I see the benefit in this shot, because Colleen's going to have the whole button available again to sink another one in there.
And really, the way it's curling, either turn is open at this point.
Yeah, I'd agree, but goes the other turn now. She'll be leaving this turn for Theresa, and this is the turn with backing. So I think you're going to see Colleen throw this one first, and force fourth stone thrower Tanya Hilliard into a cold draw to the button, and cold meaning without any backing is kind of the terminology we use in curling for that kind of shot. I guess all the draws are cold draws when you're out there playing on the ice. But
I think it's colder for the officials, though.
Yeah, I suppose. a couple draws really close there in the last few ends, and this one's looking good too. I think she's just calling the guard here.
Yeah, I was going to say the weight looks like it's coming off quickly.
Yeah, and they're not panicking or anything, so.
She's going to get an overlapping guard even.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of an overcurl because Tanya's going to try that same turn. She feels as if she has enough room.
I think she would need to be, what do you think, 6 or 8 inches there to the left. Do you think for?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as long as you're not leaving a hole between the yellows, Colleen could have afforded a lot more line on that guard. That's really too bad. She was set up nice there. But like I said earlier, we've seen Tanya struggle with her draw weight, so she's made a couple in the last couple ends though, so she seems to have found it again. We'll see how close she can make this one. And Jill Brothers was set up nicely in the 9th to force Marianne to the single and take the hammer coming home tied, but a slight roll out on her last stone gave Marianne the chance to get her deuce, and Marianne will lead that one 6-5. They're playing the last end. Jill Brothers has the hammer, looking for the deuce and the wind, and the win. Not the wind. We'll leave the wind outside.
That's right. It's the kind of game that will likely come down to the last rock again.
Oh yes, for sure. And just a couple feet heavy for Tanya there, and she did quite the finish that she needed. Managed to move the Yellowstone over a couple inches, but still shot stone, and you're definitely going to see Colleen try to make a better one here. That one's sitting at the back of the button. If Colleen could ever put one at the top of the button, Tanya would have an awfully hard time scoring once again.
Yes, that scoring area is certainly shrinking down.
Yes. Definitely more line and more weight. This one seems really far out there.
I think it might be heavy.
Yeah, jeez. Colleen threw about hack weight on that shot.
Yeah, you can see it. After the guard, it just over on the weight change.
Yeah, exactly. That's really too bad. What a chance. Now, can Tanya does Tanya have a shot for 2 here? I don't think so. Eh?
That's really welded on there.
Yeah,
I don't know that she could release it.
It's welded and buried, so it's just going to be a draw for 1 for Tanya. And the comeback continues on sheet 5. Emily Dwyer with a steal of 2 in the 9th end. They're all tied up playing the last end. Julie McAvoy has hammer looking for her first win.
That's a real swing of momentum over there in sheet 5.
Yeah.
7, 8, and 9 going to Dwyer.
That's right, after 4, 5, 6 going to McAvoy. But it's all going to come down to the 10th. And on our other feature sheet on ice 4, Christy Gamble responding to Colleen Pinckney's 3 with a 3 of her own. Out in front, 8-6. Pinckney will have the hammer in the last end. As we watch Tanya Hilliard's last draw come into play here, she's definitely got better weight, but she needs the curl to the button area. Doesn't look like it will. Now again, she probably just threw 2-3 extra feet away there and didn't get the break. She takes that extra weight off, lets the sweepers do their job, and that rock would have been on the pin. No problem. So it's another steal for Colleen Jones, and we're all tied up coming home. 7-7. Theresa Breen's team will have the hammer.
That's a big advantage for them. I'm sure they're happy to have that back, coming back in the 10th.
The hammer, yeah, for sure. Comebacks all across the sheet here. We have 2 games coming home at a tied game. And of course, the battle of the undefeated. Marianne Arsenault's up 1 on Jill Brothers. So we'll keep you updated. All the games are in the 10th end now. We'll let you know how they all end.
few exciting calls out there.
That's right. Nice center guard there from Nancy. Make this come around, or else you're going to see Colleen put a second guard up there. I think he was successful with that strategy in the 8th end.
It's swinging quickly, but I think she's
they'll be okay.
Yeah. It's good sweeping.
Yeah,
making those
great
shots
weight
possible.
there from Amanda.
Lovely. She might have come right out the other side a little bit, did she?
Yeah, it's definitely enough room for Colleen to wrap around it if she wants, and I think Colleen recognizes that, so I think I saw the hand go up for the second center guard. It's too bad that the first one wasn't a little tighter, the rings, because this will leave the guards pretty close to each other, but Colleen does need to steal here, and
I heard her say that she wanted this one higher than the other.
yeah. And it will be higher by just about a stone, but it's a pretty natural double peel available there, but Theresa's got to wait an extra rock to throw it. 4 rock free guard zone rule.
And for these experienced hurlers, they certainly don't mind. They don't mind that. Some of the less experienced hurlers look at 2 rocks in the house and start to worry a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Theresa coming out to help this one. Great line again. Just throwing about the same weight. It's just going to nestle up top 12. Colleen's going to use those as guards. Geez, I'd be tempted to guard the double peel. As you know, that's Theresa's next call.
Yes.
One looks good, but they're going to have to scrub this one for weight. Is it by the first blue? It's awfully close.
Whoa.
Oh, and just by to the top of the button area. Mary Sue Radford made that perfect.
The reaction by Nancy Delahunt and Mary Sue Radford,
Yeah.
They were quite pleased with that.
Yeah, just papered the back of that blue stone, and now the peeling commences.
This should be one of Jocelyn's favorite shots, I would think.
Yeah, she seems to throw a lot of them. Really want to try to get both rocks moving here. They're just going to leave that yellow there, and that's not a very good spot for it because it blocks Theresa's path into the 4-foot on that side. She has some options on those blues on this side, but Colleen's going to throw the guard now.
Try to take those away a little bit.
That's right. Looks like our game is the furthest behind. We're going to have some finishes here for you in not too long. This one's over curling early. I think Colleen's thinking the higher the better here because this rock has to stop. Theresa could play that slash now. She has access to that stone on the button. Realizing that those guards are likely more dangerous. And Colleen's going to have to change that situation on those blues. It's hard to miss that slash.
Yes, they're not packed there. It makes it a natural sort of shot.
Yeah, exactly.
So Jocelyn's getting another attempt at some peeling here.
This one's curling quickly. Will she get the second yellow? Yes, I think she'll be okay. And it rolls away nice enough. Great double peel there from Jocelyn Adams. Seeing Lots of timeouts being called as situations get tense in the 10th end. I think you're going to see Colleen maybe try to start guarding the side of that slash, because that yellow is buried on the right-hand side as you look at it. I'd love to cross center a little bit here.
I think it will as it slows down.
Yeah, that's a pretty good stone. Maybe a bit tighter than she would have liked, but
I see some of the ladies on the putting their clocks down to the minute mark.
yes.
Not a lot of thinking time left there.
Yeah, down to skip stones though, so we should be okay. They're on this one. Nice shot from Theresa Breen. And she knew that angle was there all along, and gets the rock off the button area. That'll go a long way into winning this game for her. So Colleen calling for the straight freeze here. With that nice shot made, not going to see any other guards, I don't think, unless you get a miss from the Breen team. Sweeping this one hard for line.
Really
curling
diving.
quickly towards that blue stone.
I think it's crashing.
Yeah, it's crashing. Maybe just a couple feet light as well from Kim, but it's another stone in the rings. Theresa Breen playing the hit on the yellow stone just thrown by Kim Kelly. So we find the hole here. That's a really nice spot for it to finish because Colleen can't play that straight freeze anymore. Theresa Breen's chances of winning this game getting greater. Shot making like that.
Yes, now is the time to be pulling out those clutch shots for sure.
That's right. Yeah, Colleen doesn't have much of a choice here. She has to hit. And we're down to the stone on sheet 2 between our battle of the undefeated. Marianne Arsenault's played a wonderful end, and Jill Brothers is actually drawing against 3 to make this one go into extra ends. There's one half in the 4-foot fully buried. And that's the one Jill has to outcount for her single. Entering the house now, 4-foot. Christina Black trying to sweep it by and will be just about a foot heavy, and it will be the win for Marianne Arsenault over Jill Brothers
That was
over
a close
on
game.
sheet 2. Yeah, what a battle over there.
Colleen is delivering her last one now. Oh, sorry, her first one. Pushed one out the back door, and
Yeah, she sprung that blue one out to the open, but an issue for her being above the tee line. So Marianne Arsenault moves up to 4-0, defending champs, yet to lose here this week at the Nova Scotia Scotties. And she hands Jill Brothers her first loss. Jill now 3-1. So here we go, first skip stones for Tanya Hilliard, going after the hit on the yellow stone Colleen just through. Trying to keep things open for her last.
sweeping this.
Yeah, this one's curling strong, but it's going to remain on the high side. There's no big issue here. She'd like to roll away, and she will do so. Now, decision time for Colleen. Just put them out in front there, but she can't really throw the straight freeze, or else Tanya won't have to throw.
That's
She's
right.
got to move that blue rock out of the 4-foot area. I'm trying to think if Colleen noses and then Tanya noses. Is
The
Tanya
yellow
shot
might
rock?
count, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. It's close. But I think that Colleen might be thinking of that possibility as well. And we've got final stone underway from Julie McAvoy. She's forced to a long run back double against Emily Dwyer. And it's going to overcurl. And the comeback is complete for Emily Dwyer as she picks up the win over Julie McAvoy. That'll move Emily Dwyer to a 2-2 record. Julie McAvoy falling to 0-4, and that will eliminate her from playoff contention.
Dwyer must feel good about that with the last 4 ends in her favor.
Yeah, I mean, Dwyer is down 5-1 after 6 ends, and she ends up winning that game 7-5. So Colleen just playing the open hit here, nothing cute, and we'll let Tanya decide what she wants to do.
Time out.
And she came out. She's down to 59 seconds on the clock, and they're looking now. If she noses that yellow stone, is she shot rock? And it's close, Pam.
Nope, there's the overhead.
Yeah, I think she might be.
Gee whiz,
Yeah,
it's-
any roll to the inside there, and she'll be fine.
Yeah.
But she just wants to take an extra second to talk to the team, and talk about the path that they're going to throw, talk about the weight that they're going to throw. Really confident on the shot. Had a comeback mounted against her last night, and this morning mounts her own. And another comeback underway next door on our other feature sheet between Colleen Pinckney and Christy Gamble. You can tune into that one on Bell Fiber Up TV1, down to the 2 last. Why don't you hang around here first and watch Tanya's last one come down here for the win. I think a nose hit should do it. Any roll to the inside will pick up the win. And Colleen undefeated so far, so this would give Colleen her first loss. Nothing from the sweepers yet. Just has to come to the inside of it. It's not curling. It's going to be on the outside of the rock.
Ooh.
And a slight roll out will give the steal to Colleen Jones. And that, oh, it's really close, isn't it?
It is. You might see a measurement
here. It's really
here.
close.
It looks, from here, it looks yellow. Nope, I guess it is.
Oh.
So Colleen Jones takes the steal in the 10th.
And Colleen completes the comeback, winning against Team Breen 8-7, and Colleen stays with Marianne Arsenault. They're both 4-0 now. What a comeback on both sheets.
Great game. My goodness, what a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, a really great game, and we're down to the last stone on sheet 4. And Colleen Pinckney with an open hit for 5. She's down 2, so she doesn't even need to hold or shoot her, and that would be another comeback here this morning at the Mayflower Curling Club in Nova Scotia Scotties Provincial Women's Championship action.
Really have to tune in or stay right tuned in until the last minute with these games.
That's right. I don't know if we stay on this this shot here for 2 before we sign off. We'll see Colleen making her shot.
Bite upstairs in the comfort of the lounge. Oh. And for any non-members of the Mayflower,
Here we go. Just needs to make contact early.
Promotion.
And she will score.
February. Any age
Needs 2 for the tie, 3 for the win. And there's a great zoom in there from our camera workers. 2 for the tie, 3 for the win. She'll eliminate this rock, roll out, count 4, and win against Christy Gamble. That'll be Colleen Pinckney's first win. She moves to 1. landing Christy Gamble, her 4th loss. That will eliminate Gamble from playoff contention here at the Mayflower Curling Club. We thank you for joining us this morning. We're back on air at 2 o'clock for men's action. On behalf of Pam Sullivan and I, we're signing off for now. Catch us back around at 2 for more great curling here at the Mayflower Curling Club.